Hey, welcome to Corny Goat Kitchen. We were talking last night on our podcast about making our fermented hot pepper sauce finally. So, Bullet wants to talk too. I think he's finished. Anyway, so we're going to do that. I did post the method on how to get the peppers ready to ferment on the Corny Goat Farm Facebook page. I just put a post there today about it. So it's 1 tablespoon of kosher salt or sea salt to 1 cup of water. And it's however much it takes to cover the peppers and the garlic in the jars that you choose. We have 30 quarts of various types of hot peppers. The first couple of jars are going to be interesting to open. They're pretty much sealed shut from salt, and they're gonna all explode. So we'll probably maybe film a couple of those and then keep going. But first we're gonna open them all up. We're gonna drain them. We're gonna sort them by color. We're going to grind them in the food processor. We're going to add the brine back, and we're going to bottle. Slowly. Trying not to point it at anybody. Hold on. Let me just see. Okay, there we are. I got it loose. Yeah. Nice and woof! That's some pungent stuff. And it's still kind of effervescent. Mm-hmm. Now, this isn't fermenting like alcohol fermenting. This is a different type. It's lactobacillus. Anyway, if you look up books on fermenting vegetables, it's a different type. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going to sort these out. When I put them all together, I just put them in together by availability. So they're all different types of hot peppers, different colors of hot peppers. But what I want to do this year is I want to kind of sort out the yellow and the oranges and the greens separately so that I don't end up with a hot sauce that looks like baby shit. So that's what I'm doing right now. We're just sorting out by color. I'm just doing it as I go so that I don't overwhelm my colander. Almost 30 quarts. One of the bottles broke, and rather than risk there being tiny pieces of glass, we just threw away the entire bottle. Better be safe than sorry. Anyway, so 28 quarts of hot peppers have been drained and sorted. We have primarily greens and yellows here, and all of our reds. The red sauce is probably going to end up being slightly hotter because a lot of these orange peppers that are in here are a ghost habanero hybrid. There are some of those not as ripe that I put in as green, but there aren't as many. So the green sauce is going to be hot, but not as hot as the red sauce. Next up, we're going to start grinding in the food processor. We do that because the food processor is a little bit more powerful than the stick blender. It can help break down some of this tough outer stuff. They have been sitting in brine for a very long time, so they are very flexible and pliable, so it should go pretty quickly in the grinder. So we're going to do all the green peppers first. We're going to put them in batches, set them aside, and when we get them all ground up, we're going to add the brine back to make it into a sauce that we can pour out of a jar. Okay, this thing is about 16 quarts stock pot. It's chock full of all the chopped up green peppers. There's not going to be enough room to work the stick blender and add more brine back, so I'm going to put it into this even bigger stock pot. Oh. Okay, so we got all the green in this big pot. Got my stick blender out, and this is the brine that I'm going to add back. So I'm going to go ahead and start scooping some in, grind, check the consistency for pour, and just keep doing that until I think it's about the right weight, thickness, consistency. I guess that's the best word. Anyway, here goes. And be careful with this. The brine is hot. Hot peppers have been soaking in this. You saw how splashed I got, so just, try not to get crazy. I've got towels on the table, I've got towels on the floor. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing with all of these. So at this point, what you're trying to do is make sure that you're just chopping it up and making sure there's not too many big chunks of the outside and the seed and the skin. So this big chunk, I probably have to put this in for a little bit longer. Okay, so this is like pair of gloves 3. You want to keep gloves on. You do not want to accidentally get any of this hot pepper stuff on your fingers and then totally forget in a day and go to wipe your eyes and then be in pain. So definitely want to make sure that you're wearing plastic gloves. These are just latex gloves that I pick up by the box. They're great for tie-dye and they're great for making hot sauce. So we've got 10-ounce glass bottles. I buy them by the 12. They end up being like, I don't know, not very expensive. You can get them at, I think it's Berlin Packaging Company. They used to be called Freund, but now they're Berlin Packaging Company, by the box. So what we're gonna do, these have been run through the dishwasher under high heat, so they've been sanitized. I have my trusty little funnel and my ladle. The thing about this though, is you have to remember, when you use this, you want to make sure that the funnel is kind of up off of the neck, off the top of the neck, because if it sits on top of here, it creates a vacuum and the sauce won't go down into it. So if you have to pick it up so that you have to actually have some oxygen so that it'll actually drop down. So we're just gonna do a couple of bottles, but we're gonna do it with this pretty red one. So I'm gonna actually hold it this way. This is why this is gonna take a while. Okay, it's just too thick. It will not go through the tiny mouth of the funnel into the jar. It just keeps clogging. So I'm gonna add a little bit more brine and get at it with this stick blender and try it again. Ta-da! Okay, so yeah, I had to stick blend it for a little bit and add just a little bit more brine. But I wanna show you why. This is the difference. You saw the first time, wouldn't go in the jar. All right, I'm gonna hold this up. Remember, a little bit of airspace. That's what you want. Can you hand me a spoon though? I wanna try it. Please don't hurt me. Oh! Oh my God. Okay, it's a really interesting little texture. You can definitely taste the garlic. Oh, that is some hot shit. Oh my God, my mouth is on fire. Oh my God, I need a cracker. Okay, so milk and like I have a package of crackers later. My mouth is recovered enough. Whew, that stuff was, yeah, I'm gonna have to put some kind of disclaimer on that stuff because man, that's a little goes a long way. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the green. I got the consistency about where I want it. Same process. We're just gonna start filling up these bottles. We got 18 bottles of the red, so I'm probably thinking 36 to 40 bottles of the green. So ta-da! We have all of these bottles filled. Unfortunately, we've run out of clean bottles, so we're gonna have to run a load in the dishwasher. If you have any questions about how we've done this, you can send an email to 40acrefool@gmail.com. I have also posted the how to start fermented peppers on the Corny Goat Farm Facebook page. I just put a post up today about how to make the brine, how to prepare the peppers, and how to get them all jarred up. These have been sitting, in some cases, for over a year. So some of these are really well fermented. You saw how fuzzy some of those jars when we opened them up, how popped open they came open. But at the very beginning, you're gonna wanna burp your jars a couple of times in a week. After that, they don't really need burping and they're gonna get solidly sealed because of the salt. So good luck. If you have any questions, email us and check out the Facebook page for the whole recipe. Thank you very much for watching. This was a lot of fun. I hope we do this again.